Hi all, Martin here, Man City Fan TV. How are we all doing? Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? Thursday? I'm losing all track of days now at the moment. Losing all track of days, everything at the moment. We're on Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. So I had a new haircut, by the way. How are we all doing? Hope we're all good anyway. Let's talk today. What I want to talk about before I get into a few hellos is UEFA looking at changing some plans that may or may not affect City, but it all depends on the appeal. What's going to happen with Carson at the moment? That is just on hold with everything at the moment. But yeah, then we're going to talk a little bit about the Premier League, how there's a meeting on Friday. A little bit about how some of the pundits have reacted on this. Gary Neville has had his say, and boy, he's not an happy bunny. Said some strong things. And then a little bit about, we always get told City have no history. Well, 50 years today shows City do have some history. Just a little bit. If you go and ask Tony Buck and the other likes. Sean Wright Phillips has had his been talking about his exit from City all them years ago and why he had to leave and how he was so devastated to walk out the door. Why Sweep, as we call him, SWP, why he was so devastated. One of my favourite ever players ever in a Manchester City shirt. And then a little bit about Leroy Sane. I'm going to have to bring it up because there's been developments on it today talking about tapping up. I don't know what you want to call it, whether it's tapping up or not. I think we're past the tapping up stage. And I'll tell you my opinions on tapping up because whether you like it or not, it happens everywhere. City do it, everybody do it. So I'm not having that. It's a big thing because everybody taps up nowadays. Deals are agreed 6 months in advance. This transfer window means naff all. It just means about, in my opinion anyway, about you can officially sign someone. Anyway, excuse me, let me get into some of your hellos. So Carlton J says, hi guys, what's going on now? Excuse me, I'll go into it. It's a piece by Simon Bajowski today. Wait, stream happening today, tomorrow. Alex, don't be cheeky. Don't be a cheeky boy now. Noah's on, hey. Leonard's on, evening everyone. Martin, governors, says English finest. Robert Lang's on, hey Martin, howdy all. Iona Beat says good evening, the thumbnail makes me nervous. Don't worry about it, Yusuf. Just having a stellar artois, Martin. Nice haircut, thank you. Mrs. did this, trust me. Hi, how are you? I'm good. Good evening, Martin, says Jack Lee. City have 26 major trophies. How is that no history? Well, yeah. Gotta go with what they all want to think now, haven't we? The video is very stretched. What do you mean very stretched? Is in my webcam. Hi Martin, hi everyone. Kiam's on. Get rid of what? Personally, can't see any European competitions happening next season. Just have a look. Sorry. Hi, how are you? Kiam, sorry if I'm being a pain, but when's the next stream? Says no, well, you're dreaming. Maybe you think City got history. Yeah, City have no history. They weren't the first ever English team to win a European trophy. Ever. Signing you's boring now. Clearly wants to leave, so let him leave. Well, yeah, but we're going to talk about it, Kamal, because it is being talked about. Is Salah that popular among the Brits? It is, Alex. It is. Right, what we're going to talk about today. Let's get into it. The UEFA Champions League are looking at possibly doing a little bit of a revamp in the next few years. And so this is going to put Manchester City's appeal even more important for their future Champions League plans. Now, it does sound very dramatic in the piece, but it's not. It doesn't. I don't know why it shouldn't be doing. But it's been. Now, this is exactly what it says. So, with the 1920 and the 2021 seasons up in the air and no uniform way for different leagues, football associations and governments are trying to find a solution, and there have been multiple reports every day about how the sport can be resumed. So, one of those is, we have to look at temporary measures should be more long-standing proposals and decisions aimed to be unaffected by the current upheaval. So they're trying to look at how would the current upheaval be lightened a little bit for something like this, not that this happens every 5 or 10 years, to prevent anything like this in the future having such a big effect, as in the Champions League places. So one of those is Man City's banned from European competitions, and as it stands, the Blues cannot compete in the Champions League for a period of 2 seasons at the moment, starting after this campaign ends. The clubs are confident that such a verdict will be overturned on appeal and are working towards a hearing in the Court of Arbitration for Sport, which is CAS, as we all know. It does look, though, I'm reading this exactly from the quote, it does not look, though, the case will be heard as early as City would have liked, given that the calendar year is looking busy until the end of June. But given UEFA still intend to hold the latter stages of season's competitions at the end of August, there is still time to resolve it before the new season. I'll come to why I don't think that'll happen either. UEFA is still not standing still, though, and an FA report this week revealed there are plans to revamp the Champions League from 2024 onwards, limiting the amount of new teams that can appear in the competition each year. And this is what it states, that clubs would initially be selected based on club domestic rankings in the previous 4 seasons, meaning the 2021 all the way up to 2023 and 2024. Beyond the first season, it would only be possible to enter the league by reaching the semi-finals of League 2, of League, Europa League, or winning domestic league. This appears at first glance to be a protection of traditionally elite teams against rising talent. It will no longer be enough for Leicester, Wolves or Sheffield United to earn a Champions League football by breaking into the top 4, it goes on to say. Oh, I'm just reading. And conversely, one poor season for a club used to finishing in those positions will be excused. However, City need to be cautious about any changes in light of their potential ban, that the club is set up at the moment to compete in the Champions League each year, and they last finished outside the top 4 over 10 years ago. So currently sat as the 6th best team in UEFA's rankings, which is actually the highest of any English club, may I add. Performance up to this point will not be counted for the new look Champions League, though, and while it would be unrealistic to think City would tumble down the league if the European ban is unfortunately upheld, it is not hard to imagine that they will be weakened in some way forward. So that is the be all and end all of that one, is that they're looking at changing things in the future in 2024, and what they're saying is, whereas City are currently top of the English rankings for UEFA, unfortunately they won't be taken into consideration for when the new things start. But I wouldn't panic. You know, UEFA, they like to change things, and I'm going to be honest, it wouldn't surprise me if City win their appeal anyway and things get changed. So keep an eye out for that. Let me get into your comments a little bit. Jack Lee's a nice beer. Hi Martin, sorry I'm late. No worry. Do you like the band The Killers? I'm not overly keen on them, if I'm honest. Hopefully you are banned so you can win the league easily. 2 years under bounce stop them winning it. That's the thing. City will have to just win the league anyway if they come up with any stupid ideas like they're looking at. It's good, Alex, but I prefer German pills and I like Holstein pills. Oh, got some idiot on. Think again. Peter City won 19 cuts before the takeover. Peter, your name. This is okay, of course. I can't wait for football to return. Miss it, unreal amounts. Carl, I'll come back to that in a minute, but I wouldn't be as excited about it as what probably you would like to be, mate. Speaking of German beers, Peter Martin has had a season to get 25 years plus. Yes, I have. Alex, they are more rare now, but still exist. How about Dutch beers? What's about beers, eh? I think Sane will stay, but I think if he goes, City should buy Son. You think he's going to stay, Carl? Why? What makes you think he's going to stay? Demarcio is saying Koulibaly isn't leaving Napoli without a big fee. Well, apparently, Kamal, there was rumours today Newcastle have offered him £240,000 a week or roughly in that ballpark figure, and they're going to blow everyone out the water for him. That'd be some signing to break in the new regime, wouldn't it? The City have only lasted 10 years, so boring now. Yeah. Martin Man City Man TV, hello. Why is somebody copying my name? Why is someone copying my name? Bye bye. Don't know what you're doing, but you're going bye bye, because if you're going to clone me, wrong person to clone you. Absolute, you know what. Yeah. Thank you very much. Right, Martin, do you like the band, James? Yeah, they're all on. I don't know why. I'm very busy with work at the moment, busier than ever. We'll update you soon. Yeah, don't worry. I'm sure this Muppet clone, yeah, I don't know what's going on. Because Kaz is suspended, will that affect the ban? It's just, we're not going to hear it as much. But, I'll talk about something else in a moment. I think Sane needs City more than City need him, because whenever Sane goes, he won't do as well. Yeah, problem is, that's up to Sane and how he wants to deal with it a little bit. Do you think my webcam's a bit stretched? Let me see if I can change that for you. Bring it in a little bit. I'm going to move that. I'm going to make myself a little bit smaller while I'm on camera. That might be the best way of doing it. Might not be great, but I'm not stretched. Hopefully that might be a bit more helpful for you all. Let's see if that helps. Andy must be a dipper hacker. I know. Sane will definitely go, says James Parry. Children from another channel. Yeah. Why would you clone Martin when he's doing... Yeah, why clone me when I'm doing the actual vlog? True, Kamal, do you think football will return by Christmas? Well, I've just unstretched it now, so let's see if that helps a little bit. That might help a little bit. Anyway, right. So, let me have a little look at what... We'll tell you what to do. We're talking about it. So let me talk. Let's get the boring bit out of the way. Let's talk about Leroy Sane. I want to get this done and dusted, out of the way, and then we don't have to keep mentioning it going forward and going forward and going forward. I wonder why there was no spanner. I know, just children. A band of what, Peter Clown like you? Right. Leroy Sane has apparently been having lovely phone calls today with Hansi Flick, who is the coach of Bayern Munich, and it's increasingly putting aside. This is actually from the German newspaper Bild. I've gone directly to Bild for this one. So according to Sport Bild, there was a phone call between Flick and Sane a few weeks ago, and the two are said to have exchanged conversations for 30 minutes. For a long time, Flick was not convinced of a Sane transfer, however, to Munich before his contract extension. However, there was a discussion with sports director Hassan Salihmed. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that because you'll all just laugh at me, and I'm not going down that road. You're all just waiting for me to cock up with these stupid announcements and pronunciations, you lot. Anyway, under the sports director at Bayern Munich, under the direction of the new board member, Bayern Munich legend goalkeeper Oliver Kahn. If you don't know who he is, go and have a look at Bayern Munich against Manchester United, the scum, from 1999. Go and have a look at them. See what you think there, guys. But apparently there was 30 minutes conversation, which is a little bit naughty. It is a little bit naughty. I don't know why they're having a 30-minute conversation. They shouldn't really be talking full stop. But unfortunately, they are doing. And if you want to know what the Bayern Munich guy looks like, that is what he looks like. There you go. Yeah, thank you very much. So there's the guy. But why have they been having a chat for 30 minutes on the phone? Really good question. So, Carl, do you think they're still wanting to stay or go, even though he's having a 30-minute conversation with somebody else? That's tapping up. He's not into his last 12 months of his contract yet. So, after his 12 months contract, and once he has entered his last year of his contract, I think after June the 30th, he can then legally speak to people. But not before then it's tapping up. So he's obviously had a little conversation. But I think, as I said, it happens everywhere. If you honestly think players and everything else go out and when the transfer window opens, they make a phone call and go, "Hi, would you like to come?" No. Transfers take months to sort out. And 9 times out of 10, they agree with the player before they even agree with the club. They get all that sorted out first, wages and signing on fees and everything else, before they even get to the club. So, really, tapping up happens everywhere. It really does. Let's get into your comments. What's the point in cloning? Yeah, guys, let's just move on from that. I think Sane is 99% going to go. Yeah. Imagine wanting to play for Flick rather than Pep. I think he just wants to go home. Sane will regret it. He will. Seriously, is this the guy stupid? Stop making accounts. Yes, too much has happened for Sane to stay. Dear oh dear, can you imagine wasting a load of time posting as a mod without a spanner? Yeah. Do you not think we know who the mods are on the channel? Yeah. What an absolute idiot. Yeah. Sad more like I return, says Man City 255. Hello. Hope you're good. Andy doesn't have an account with that name. You always post from the Man City Fan TV account. Yeah, oh dear. Andy real name is Bossman. Carl, are you coming on the next FNS? You guys are making your own arrangements with that. Okay, Alex. Sorry, but I love the way you two are deciding what happens on the next Friday Night Social. That's always good anyway. Right, let's talk about this. The Premier League. There is a meeting on Friday to decide let me start again. Premier League, there is a meeting on Friday to discuss when to restart the next or to continue this season. So, Premier League clubs are going to hold a conference call on Friday to discuss a return to action in June. UEFA demanded the Premier League communicate their plans for the remainder of the season by May the 25th, with the European football governing bodies ideally, in quotation marks, wanting all leagues to finish naturally. Not going to happen. League 1 and the Eredivisie have also now been cancelled, with the Belgian Pro League set to follow in the coming days. Sky Sports report the Premier League will only go ahead if the UK government gives their approval, which I did talk about on Monday about Oliver Dowden, the sports secretary of the country, cultural secretary for the UK, would like to get football back to help with the morale going forward. So it's saying the Premier League are hopeful that the government will approve the resumption of fixtures in June in order to boost the mood of the nation, though they must ensure that they will be able to prevent large gatherings of fans outside the stadiums. From Manchester now, that is their meeting. Now, what I'm going to talk about now, Gary Neville has had a big say on this. I'm going to come to your comments in a moment. What's going on now? Why am I being a buller? You know, turn me back for a second and you lot start going on in the comments. I'll come back to that in a minute, James. Who would I replace Sane with? Gabby Jesus. Said that all along, mate. He's playing left wing naturally for Brazil. Go there for City, why not? Leroy Sane is my favourite player on the live streams. I love Leroy Sane, actually. I love him. I just think he's been an absolute idiot at the moment, and he's being guided so wrongly at the moment. He's getting some really bad advice. What about Cass and the ban? It's on hold at the moment, Alan. We're just on hold with it until we hear something. Martin's been a bully to us. No, I'm just saying, why you two arranging who's going on the Friday Night Social? Apparently James Rodriguez has accepted it. Oh, of course he has. Martin had a number 2 haircut, yeah. I've heard the French League, yes, it has been cancelled. All these conferences are a waste of time for as long as this virus is around. Leonard, here's the point though. Gary Neville has had a big say on this, where he thinks it is absolutely stupid. Now, I love Gary Neville. Didn't like him as a player. As a pundit, though, he is amazing. And Gary Neville has warned that restarting the Premier League could well cause deaths in football and believe the game could become unpalatable. The UK death toll from coronavirus at the last count was 21,678, and hundreds are still dying every day. Neville thinks the push to resume Premier League action in June is a purely economic decision, which Andy has said 1,000 times on here, and could spell disaster if one player, staff member or somebody connected with the club dies or goes into intensive care. It happened with Boris, it can happen with anyone. Unfortunately, this disease, this virus, does not look at your social standing and how much money you have in the bank. It comes at you like a silent killer. The current plan, Project Restart as they've called it, is for players to resume group training together by mid-May, which I still don't think is going to happen, and then begin competitive matches behind closed doors in June. The Premier League will oversee a huge testing operation to keep these involved as safe as possible, with $4 million to be spent on 26,000 tests, but Neville says there is still a risk factor. Gary Neville told the Sky Sports football show the FIFA medical officer, which Andy talked about yesterday, said that football should not take place before September. I think if it was a non-economic decision, meaning didn't involve money, there would be no football for months. People are now assessing risk. How many people have to die before playing football in the Premier League before it becomes unpalatable? One player, or one member of the staff goes in intensive care. What risks do we have to take? The discussion is purely economic. They are exact quotes from Gary Neville, and I could not agree with him more. And the former Manchester United defender turned pundit claims that money on offer and risk of financial ruin are clouding people's judgment. There will be people who will view it as a risk factor. Players themselves will want to go out and play. Players at the low levels will want to go out and play. And 1,400 players are out of contract. Clubs have huge investment in this season. Think about what's at stake for Leeds. It's absolutely massive. There are big prizes up for grabs. There's huge economic loss. It clouds people's minds and judgment. There is a possibility that the proposed starting date of the Premier League could be pushed back further if the coronavirus situation deteriorates or fails to subside as anticipated, and France, Holland and Belgium have all decided to cancel the campaign, and when asked about pushing the date back further, Neville doubts it could happen as late as September. So that's a really good read. It's in the Daily Mail if anyone wants to go and have a look. He's frank and he's very honest with it. Really is. It was in this morning. It was a piece by Will Griff from the Mail Online. Really, really good piece that. And believe it or not, I'm going to talk about this as well. I'm going to go into your comments and then I'll come back to that, because it's France and Belgium and Holland may not be the only ones about to cancel who've cancelled their league. I'll give you a little bit of an update on that in a minute, because it looks like Italy might be following suit very soon, believe it or not. Right. Loads of comments. Sorry, I'm going to get back into this. Loads of you on. All these comments are a waste of time for as long as this virus is around. Completely agree, Leonard. What happened to the Bundesliga in Serie A? Are they cancelled too? No, not at the moment. But Serie A, there's a bit of a fight about to explode at the moment, and I'll explain all in a little bit of a mind in a minute. Giving testing to football players over frontline workers, great idea. Yeah, because they've got the money, Kamal. That's the problem. I don't get a test when I go into work. Where's my test? Evening, everyone. Gary's on. Gary's here. Hello, Gary. Tom. Gary. Tom. Got an haircut like yours, mate. Copied yours from Friday. Oh, I've been busy. I've had some virtual assignments for college. No problem, mate. Hope you're doing well, though. Staying safe. German beer all the way. What about that Canadian beer, Kiam? Come on. Newcastle would become better than City FA. Will the heck, Cameron? I'd love a competitor with that, but will the heck? QPR got taken over, remember, and we're singing we're the richest club in the world. Where are they now? I think Sane's a really good player. He should stay. I think he should stay, but he doesn't want to. That's the problem, Noah. I agree, Kiam. Agree, Leonard just got to report something. As Martin just said, Gary Neville. No, Gary Neville, don't you start. Martin doesn't want us on the... He wants to be the youngest one. It's not my decision, mate. It's Andy's. Cameron Fishing. You need to ask Andy, though, not dictate between yourselves. Andy, I love the Friday Night Social. Keep up the good work, mate, along with the other guys. Thank you very much, Noah. Is Sane leaving? More than likely. How do you have a haircut when there is no hairdressers open? My missus did it with the clippers. Yeah, and I rate Neville as a pundit. One of the few pundits who talk sense. Martin's missus shaved his head with a rock. No, with clippers. What about Zach Stefan? Apparently he's injured. Yes, he is, Doopy. Doing his crew shirts. But yeah. And apparently, though, Fortuna Dusseldorf want to keep him on loan again for next season, which I don't think will be happening. I'm sure Martin wants you on the Friday Night Social, but I think they will let you know when they want you on, not the other way around, lads. Yeah, that's all I mean, guys. I'm not being nasty about it. Help with the morale should be helping NHS at the moment. Having loads of people, not social distancing, and the potential of fans gathering will not help. Yeah, totally agree. I want to beat my greatest fears like Newcastle win the Champions League before City. Won't happen. Don't worry about that. Clippers, get a grade 1 all over, Martin. No, not with my dome chrome. No. My head's big enough as it is. Looks like an egg. I wonder what will happen to La Liga, Serie A and Bundesliga. Even though I'm a City fan, I hope Leeds go up. You can't stand down non-English accent. That Carl I speak. Don't you start. Take that photo down. Can't look at him any longer. Well, I've done it. Calm down. Just want football back. I'm honestly missing it so much. Who would you guys want promotion? How about both? Both of them. Stop fishing, Cameron. You've been warned. Tranmere getting Danny Graham. Beltley signing that. Put it back up. That's even worse. Cheeky sod. I'm sure that's not the case, Alex. I'm trying to catch up with all your comments here. Tom Hudson, I'm sure it is, mate. Look at Andy's comments about Maras in the last, obviously racist. Never race. Whoa, Alex. There's a joke. Don't go too far. Did you have an hairdresser come to your house? No, my missus did it. You're not old enough, Martin. I know I'm not. Now I have to scroll all the way up to read the comments. How is he racist? That's a bit too far. I think yeah, can we calm down with the banter, mate? There's banter and then there's we're getting a bit. I know, but come on, let's calm down now. I would never let anyone cut my hair except my barber. I haven't said anything. I can't be on. I'm back in work on Thursday. I think someone has hacked Alex's account, dear oh dear. Martin, have you ever been to Prenton Park? Yes, I have. Through the old tunnel there. Did like that. Martin, are you actually 21? No. I'm 37 years old. I'm not going to lie anymore. I'm 37. Right. Well, what I was going to say was about lockdown. Apparently, though, believe it or not, let me just get into this. Serie A could be the next. Let me just get rid of this. Get rid of that. Sorry, bear with me. I need to get rid of that. Serie A could follow Ligue 1 by cancelling the season. Believe it or not. Italy's sports minister claims as clubs argue over the government's refusal to allow training grounds to reopen when the coronavirus lockdown is eased. So Italian